Assalamu alaikum, sister. Thank you for writing to our live session. I'm sorry to hear what's going on with your husband and your mother in law and the situation with finances. Oftentimes, this is a common problem between a husband and wife. It's finances and sending money back home or, supporting parents. Although we're supposed to take care of our parents, yes, and support them if they need something. However, it sounds like your mother-in-law is married because she asked you not to tell her husband about the money that your husband's giving her. Also, she appears to be, kind of like squandering the money, for lack of a better term. You said she lived in a more expensive city. She moved there, and was able to move there because of the money your husband sends her. Also, she kind of like pokes fun at you or speaks disrespectfully towards you and your family because you don't have as many nice things as she does. But the point is, she has these nice things because of your husband. So I understand your dilemma, sister, and I can imagine it's very hurtful. But it's not an uncommon dilemma. It's really not. This is one thing that sadly affects a lot of marriages negatively. But inshallah, it can be resolved. Um, I would suggest that read the Quran, and especially about the part of the husband's obligations as a husband. Now, his first obligation as a husband is to what? Is to support his family, meaning you and any children that you have. That means he pays for the rent, he pays for the utilities, he pays for your clothes, he pays for the household goods, he pays for food, etc. So your husband is supposed to pay for everything. You're not supposed to be paying um, all those bills and the rent. You're not. He is supposed to be paying that. And then whatever money he has left over, if he wants to send his mom, if she needs it, or she needs food, or she needs help with the rent, or whatever the case may be, yes, he's supposed to help his mom. But he's first supposed to take care of you and your children and pay all of the household bills. Now, whatever you make, if you work, and you contribute to the household, is a blessing, right? That's a blessing. But that's not an obligation. You don't have to do that. You can take your money and save it, or save up for whatever you want, or give it to whoever you want, put it towards charity, or that's your money. But you choose to pay everything. So I would kindly suggest that inshallah, when things are calm, that you sit down with your husband and just discuss the finances. You might want to write out, a list of your bills for the home, include your needs as well, because he is financially responsible for you. And also bring the Quran with you and show him in the Quran where it states that is his responsibility Islamically. As a Muslim, he can't really argue with that. You know what I'm saying? He really just can't. You did state that he has a bad temper, however. And so I do want to just caution you to approach this conversation with love and, with maybe the indication to him that you want to improve your marriage and improve your finances and have a happier relationship. You also might want to suggest to your husband that you both might, want to take a night or two to read the Quran together. Hopefully, pray together a lot, do zikr, attend Islamic events, and like all of these things, right? These spiritual advices will, inshallah, help bring you closer and make your marriage stronger and help you both to see eye to eye on some of these very important issues, such as finances, right? Because the closer that he gets to Allah and the deeper understanding he gets of the severity of what he's doing, he might change. He might, see the light. Also, as far as, speaking with your mother-in-law and that side of the family, I mean, always be respectful to them and always show them love. But if it's toxic, it's toxic. I mean, even if we have family members like sisters, brothers, whatever, mother, and it's very toxic and they're kind of abusive, we don't have to be around them. Yes, we need to still love them. We never cut off family, but we don't have to be around them all the time or have conversations with them all the time if it's toxic and they're mean and abusive. So if your mother-in-law is, mean and abusive towards you, sister, you don't have to talk to her all the time. I mean, you could call her and, tell her, you love her and how is she doing and just check up on her. But as far as putting yourself at risk emotionally, I mean, you just don't have to do that. Inshallah, your mother-in-law will come to a place in her life where she realizes what a wonderful woman that her son has married, and she will come to love you very much. Right now, it just sounds like she's possibly just money driven, and she does want to live a very good life. Which, I mean, who doesn't? But it cannot be at the expense of others. You know what I'm saying? You and your husband have a family. You've been together for a while. You have 2 children. And, that takes money. That's, expenses. And that is your husband's first priority. And sadly, your mother-in-law does not realize that. And it just seems, especially even like with your sister-in-law and the wedding and that whole fiasco, it just seems like, she's just trying to get as much money as she can. And it appears that, she's even lying about, what she does with the money or where it goes. May Allah forgive me if I'm wrong. But yes, inshallah, sister, please do speak with your husband when things are calm and see if the 2 of you can come to an agreement. But specifically, yes, as a husband, as a Muslim husband, he is to be paying for everything for the home. You are not to be paying for anything. And again, like I said, if you want to contribute, that's a blessing for you. But no, he's supposed to be paying for everything. And whatever he has left over, if he wants to contribute it to his mom, so be it. Because we are supposed to take care of our parents. But it doesn't seem like she's hurting for money, or she's hurting for a place to live. Or, I mean, it seems like she lives very well. And she would live very well, even if your husband did not send money. As far as his sister, I mean, that's another story. Inshallah, he would talk with his other siblings and everybody could contribute to help her as well, because she truly seems to be in a situation that is destitute, But again, there's more than one sibling. He needs to, make arrangements with his other siblings, and everybody contribute an equal share for the support and the help that his sister needs. Your husband probably at this point doesn't really want to talk about it because it's probably very stressful for him. But it's something that does need to be addressed because it's affecting you and probably your children and your relationship with each other, as well as your relationship with Allah. Not yours so much, but your husband, because he's not following Islamic values and principles, nor the Islamic foundation for a marriage. So, sister, I kindly ask you to, please speak with him, inshallah, when things are calm, and discuss the finances, and bring out the ayats in the Quran and the hadiths, from our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him. And you may even want to illustrate, the relationship that he had with his wives and how he treated his wives and how he took care of them. And lastly, I know this is probably really hard on you, and it could probably get depressing over time, So, inshallah, try to do some self-care, sister. Whether it's going to an Islamic event, or going to the gym, or taking a walk in nature, or starting a journal, that can help relieve some of the pressure and the stress that you're feeling right now. And of course, make dua to Allah to grant you ease and to resolve the situation and to bless you with peace and a good marriage and a resolution to all of this. And inshallah, hopefully soon this will be resolved. We wish you the best.